Hi, United fans. This is one of those nights that leaves every single Red absolutely fuming. So stay tuned because we are about to dive deep into a truly controversial, dramatic, and frankly unbelievable moment from the clash between Manchester United and AFC Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium. Make no mistake, this is huge. We're talking about decisions that could define not just the result of this match, but potentially the direction of United's season. So stick with me, stay connected, and don't miss a single update as we break this all down with passion, analysis, and the honest truth every United fan deserves. Let's get straight into it, because what we witnessed was not just a 2-2 draw, it felt like something was taken away from Manchester United. Yes, you heard that right. Robbed. That's the word echoing across the fanbase tonight. A game that should have been controlled, a match that could have seen United walk away with all 3 points, instead ends in frustration, anger, and serious questions about officiating standards in the Premier League. Let that sink in. The biggest talking point? The shocking inconsistency in refereeing decisions involving Harry Maguire and Amad Diallo. 2 incidents. 2 almost identical situations, and yet completely different outcomes. How does that even happen at this level of football? Amad Diallo driving forward with intent, energy, and that electric sharpness we've come to love is clearly brought down inside the box. Not a slight touch, not a soft, coming together. Both hands on him, it's a foul all day long. In England, fans call that stonewall, so where was the whistle? Where was the VAR intervention? Where was the accountability? Silence. Moments later, the script flips. Harry Maguire, involved in a similar situation, is penalised. Not just a foul, not just a penalty, a straight red card, game-changing, season-defining. And suddenly United are not just battling Bournemouth, they're battling the officiating. How do you explain that? Seriously. How do you justify giving one and completely ignoring the other? Is there consistency? Is there clarity? Or is this what the modern game has become? Because this is where the frustration turns into something deeper. This isn't just about one decision. This is about a pattern, a growing feeling among fans that something just isn't right. And when you look at the officials involved, Stuart Atwell and Craig Pawson, it raises even more eyebrows. Unbelievable, but true. This is the same officiating combination that was involved in that controversial moment against Burnley, when Lisandro Martinez had an equaliser wrongly disallowed. Another game, another 2-2 draw, another situation where United were left asking, what just happened? Are we seeing a trend here? Or is it just coincidence? I'll let you decide. Because from a footballing perspective, let's be brutally honest, moments like these change games. If that penalty on Ahmad is given, United potentially go 2-0 up. The entire momentum shifts. Bournemouth are chasing shadows. The crowd quiets down. The narrative is completely different. Instead, no penalty. Play continues. Bournemouth score. The game flips on its head. That's not just a missed call, that's a turning point. And this is where voices like Rio Ferdinand and Gary Neville come into play. Because when experienced figures in the game start calling out these decisions, you know something is seriously wrong. When they say refereeing standards are dropping, when they question consistency, it reflects exactly what fans are feeling. So, let me ask you this. United fans, how many more times does this have to happen? How many points must be dropped before something changes? Because tonight, those are 2 massive points gone. Not because of poor finishing, not because of tactics, but because of decisions that simply don't add up. And what about VAR? The system that was introduced to eliminate errors, to bring fairness, to ensure the right decisions are made. Where was it tonight? Watching? Sleeping? Or choosing not to intervene? Because that's what makes this even more frustrating. Errors are part of football. We understand that. But VAR was supposed to fix exactly this type of situation. Clear and obvious mistakes. And yet, here we are again, talking about controversy instead of football. It's a shambles, simple as that. And look, we have to be fair as well. United weren't perfect. There were moments defensively that could have been handled better. There were chances that should have been buried. But at the same time, when you're playing against both the opposition and questionable decisions, it becomes an uphill battle. Make no mistake, this result hurts. Because in a tight Premier League race, every single point matters, every decision matters, and nights like this could come back to haunt United later in the season. So, I want to hear from you. Was this one of the worst refereeing performances